When resentment bubbles up within you, it casts a revealing light in two dimensions. Firstly, it might indicate areas of personal growth you're yet to address. If you've charted a course for yourself but now begrudge the journey, perhaps you're lacking discipline or direction. It could be that you're chasing fleeting desires, or perhaps you're on a path dictated by someone else. Maybe you're wandering aimlessly, a victim of your own cynicism about life's meaning. All these are reflections of a life unexamined or lived in the shadows. Perhaps you've plotted your course, but now you begrudge the effort required. Maybe this discontent finds its voice in criticisms of the broader system. This is a sign of immaturity. Dive deep into these feelings, they might show areas where you've yet to grow up. But addressing these can help steer you back to maturity. On the other hand, your feelings may be a sign that your values are being compromised. This might be a cue to assert yourself, to speak the truth you've been avoiding. Learning to harness your anger can aid you in setting boundaries, and saying no when required. This not only helps you remain true to your ethical compass but also integrates these darker parts of you. Aspects like suppressed aggression or desires are part and parcel of this shadow that needs integration. Emotions and desires, even ones like aggression and anger, can be powerful allies when integrated holistically. Being void of these feelings isn't a marker of a virtuous path. It's a misconception to think anger only sidetracks you. It's more nuanced to understand that the likelihood of chasing a greater good is amplified when you embrace and manage all facets of your emotional spectrum, including those that might lead to chaos when left unchecked. If you often find yourself being overly accommodating, consider practicing the act of voicing your genuine beliefs. Committing to honesty can transform you. While agreeable individuals tend to prioritize temporary social peace over their true feelings, it's not that they suppress these feelings, but often they don't even acknowledge them fully. Embracing truthfulness can prevent an agreeable person from becoming a pushover. Take a situation where someone's actions bother you. If you're inclined towards agreeableness, you might remain silent to keep the peace, avoiding potential conflicts. But deciding to be truthful means addressing the annoyance head-on. When issues arise, you can't ignore them or simply presume your stance is the right one. It's not about aggressively pointing fingers or instantly blaming someone. Instead, it's about expressing, "I'm bothered by this, and I need to understand if the issue lies with me, with you, or perhaps with both of us." Or it might be a completely different issue. But sweeping the problem under the rug isn't an option. If you're naturally conciliatory and you start being honest about your emotions, it'll inevitably challenge your agreeable nature. For instance, when a crisis occurs, some mental health experts might hurry to dissect the trauma while it's still ongoing. But that's not always beneficial. Real trauma arises from genuinely distressing events. Addressing it prematurely or offering quick fixes doesn't really help. For example, no explanation can instantly heal the pain of a tragic event like a school shooting. Past issues can often resurface during disagreements, right? That's a reason many avoid conflicts in relationships. One dispute can unravel numerous past issues. It's like tugging on a loose thread that can unravel an entire fabric. A critical rule in such scenarios: never concede to something you genuinely don't believe in. Once you commit to a stance or a decision, stand by it. Avoid the temptation to rewrite history or doubt the choices you made. If you're not in agreement, voice it. Stay true, be direct, and stand your ground. With couples, arguments can quickly spiral. One grievance leads to another, each recalling past mistakes, making the central issue even larger. Suddenly, the underlying question becomes, why are we even together? So it's crucial to stay focused on the current disagreement and not let it balloon into an existential relationship crisis. For instance, if there's an accusation of inappropriate flirting, tackle that issue head-on. Reflect, admit if you're at fault, and then discuss the root causes. The aim should be understanding and ensuring it doesn't repeat. Instead of getting defensive, it's about finding a solution. When you're about to face a similar situation or the same set of people, prepare. If I'm the one who's been overly flirtatious, ask your partner, "What do you expect from me?" A vague response isn't helpful. Remember, both parties are fallible. It's essential to clearly communicate expectations and set boundaries. Define what would bring satisfaction to the aggrieved party and act on it. In relationships and many aspects of life, clarity is the key. Set clear conditions for contentment and make them known. Communication is pivotal. You can't assume to know someone's thoughts, nor can they decipher yours. Even understanding our own minds can be a challenge. If I have a disagreement with Tammy, for instance, I've learned it's beneficial to ask directly, "What do you expect from me in this moment? What can I say or do?" It's not about being inauthentic or letting someone dictate your words, but seeking a path to resolution. However, it's vital that the other party also articulates what they deem as a satisfactory resolution. This dialogue can pave the way for better understanding and conflict resolution. By asking, "Is there a way we can navigate this situation better next time?" you're laying the foundation for more effective communication. It's essential for both individuals to vocalize their expectations and desires. Traumatic memories serve a protective purpose. Your brain retains these memories to ensure you don't find yourself in a similar vulnerable situation again. The essence of memory isn't to chronicle every event but to provide a guide. It helps you remember the lessons, enabling you to replicate positive experiences and steer clear of negative ones. Memories aren't about keeping an objective record but crafting a practical map that equips you better for future situations. Confronting issues head-on removes the need for pretense. If there's an issue between us, it's best to address it immediately. Carrying unresolved matters only makes them heavier. People often wonder why I lean into confrontations. While I genuinely despise conflict and find it stressful, I've learned that postponing conflict amplifies it. The temporary discomfort of addressing conflict directly is often less burdensome than letting it linger and fester. As conflict is prolonged, reasons and complexities pile up. Those involved tend to feel diminished, lose confidence, and become weaker in their resolve. This creates a downward spiral, making it even harder to address the issue. It's better to be aware of issues when they arise and tackle them promptly. There's wisdom in the New Testament where Christ speaks about prayer and suggests mending issues with your brethren before seeking communion with God. Prioritizing the resolution of earthly conflicts makes sense. The guidance signifies the importance of addressing human relationships and grievances before turning to spiritual matters. Resentment, despite its toxic nature, can be a goldmine of insights. It's a powerful emotion, destructive yet incredibly informative. When you feel resentment, it could be an indicator that you're being subjugated and need to assert yourself. Alternatively, it might suggest you're overreacting and need to mature. Recognizing the root of such emotions can be the first step toward resolution. Recognizing resentment is the initial step to addressing its root causes. Once you notice it, ask yourself, is this due to my own immaturity, or am I genuinely being mistreated? If it's the latter, it might be time to voice your feelings or take action. Resentment can be a signpost, pointing you toward areas that need growth or change. Alternatively, if left unchecked, it can consume you, leading you down a treacherous path. Resentment can be the gateway to one's personal hell. If you question the existence of such a place, it might be because you lack the imagination to comprehend the depth of human suffering and despair that unchecked negative emotions can generate. That's how I view it.